Yo, what's up, dudes? It's your boy. It's got a smooth, man. This video, we're going to be going over the Warzone patch notes, not multiplayer, because I don't want to make this like a 30-minute video. So we're just going to really jump right into what the patch notes are, what the updates are for Warzone primarily, okay? Warzone Season 4, not multiplayer, so if you guys want to check that out, I will link this below so you guys can always go check out the multiplayer stuff. First, there is a little performance update. You guys could see that if you guys really want to. Customization, I mean, like, we're not really going to dive into that. We're really going to jump into the meat and potatoes. Like, again, you guys can pause it if you really want to read through that, but we're going to jump right in. Look at this, bro. This is a big one right now. Battle Royale, and for me, I don't really play Battle Royale, primarily Resurgence, but they are increasing the Urzikstan Battle Royale from 100 players to 120. Will that make a big difference? Maybe. I don't know. I'd say throw 150 in there. I mean, the map is huge, but that'll be an interesting update, so definitely, I mean, it's for the better. I'd rather have 120 than 100. And if you guys want to read, like, the reasoning behind it, man, like, you guys can. Like, look at this. We don't need a reason for you to tell us why it went from 100 to 120. Like, that's what everyone wants. Gulag tokens have a lower chance to appear in loot. Okay, so, I mean, these are primarily, like, it looks like updates just for Battle Royale, so cash, stuff like that, maybe a little bit of an update, slightly reduce the amount of cash and stuff, so there's some changes in this, like, paragraph format, which, for me, looking at that, I'm like, I'm not going to read through all that stuff, so if you guys want to check that out, you can pause it if you really want to. Ultimately, looks like Gulag tokens, money, just general loot's going to be a little bit more reduced than it normally is. Map updates, they've added bunkers to Urzikstan. Bunkers to Urzikstan. Gulag Season 4 layout. Gulags, if you guys want to see the layout of the Gulag. I don't know if you guys are like, if you're going in the Gulag already, like, there's something wrong, okay? Like, who strategizes their gameplay around what's going on in the Gulag? It's confusing to me, whatever. You guys can see the Gulag updates. Modes returning. Urzikstan Battle Royale. Sweet. Buyback Battle Royale. Okay, I get it. So remember, it's primarily solos, okay? Remember back in Warzone 1 when they did that? I don't know if they did that in Warzone 2, where if you had enough money, you can basically come back into the game. So it's kind of like a Resurgence mode in a way, but you just have to have the money to resurge back into the map. I say that right? Solos only playlist. Here we go. We got our weekly playlists coming up, man. So for now, we got Battle Royale, solos, Urzikstan, or Buyback Royale, that is, solos, Urzikstan. Ranked play, trios, Resurgence, plunder, quads, Battle Royale. Duos, trios, quads, Resurgence, solo, duo, trios, quads, map rotation. So every single fucking mode is map rotation. I wonder if that's the case, or will it have still like rebirth quads, or is every single mode going to be under rotation? I don't know. We're going to find out. General, Warzone rewards. If you guys want to check out the rewards for this season, go for it. Great. Fantastic. Gameplay, all maps, Champions Quest contract stealing. When a team's on a contract for Champions Quest, of course, getting the nuke, and they're fully eliminated, the Champions Quest tablet will drop for the first team that interacts. Okay, so you don't even need to do your 30 wins or your 5 in a row to get the nuke at this point. You can basically just eliminate the team that is doing that, and then you can pick up the tablet. Okay, I mean, that probably should have been something that was done earlier, but again, I'm not going to critique. Pretty solid update for those that care. Urzikstan, all modes, tac sprint boosts, tac sprint boots. Infiltrating any accessible bunkers to obtain the tactical sprint boosts, which will give you an increase to your base speed. All right, so it's basically a perk that you can pick up that's going to give you quicker movement speed. It can be found in one bunker, and again, this is only Urzikstan. Specialist perk pack, obviously. We know what Specialist is. If you guys really want to look at that, go for it. You can also buy it, it looks like now, for 30k. You got 30k, you can buy the Specialist perk. Bunker Buster was added to Urzikstan. Utility boxes. Urzikstan, like, again, I'm not a big Warzone Battle Royale player, so there's probably some things in here that you guys are like, well, yeah, dude, why didn't you talk about that? I know, bro. That's a big one. Because I don't know. Like, is the Polaris RZ fucking vehicle update a good one? I don't know, man. Who knows? But if it is, great. Happy for you. Next, we're going into the adjusted section, which is going to be all maps, all modes, Resurgence, Battle Royale, Urzikstan, all the above. Ground loot weapons. No weapon went unturned in this season's ground loot. Players will find updated ground loot builds across every weapon class. typical there. Gas mask, quality of life. The gas masks now has a manual and auto and semi-auto setting. Interesting. A new keybind has been added to allow for manual behaviors. I don't mind it. I actually kind of like manually doing it because the auto put on always messes up. Like, that used to F me up. I used to die so many times because my dude was in that animation, right? So if you want to avoid the animation, go for it. Semi-auto mode, I'm guessing that's when you set up the new keybind. I don't know. But that's a pretty cool quality of life update. Buy station improvement. Purchased weapons will now drop behind the player to make it easier to distinguish from nearby loot. Cool. So it'll drop behind you, not right in front of you in the buy station. Sweet. Urzikstan Battle Royale. Again, more Battle Royale updates. Initial circle, the delay time from the initial circle increased to 2 minutes from 1. Okay, so circle is going to take a little bit. Again, it makes sense. Bigger map, more players. Yeah, it's going to make more sense to make that first circle a little bit longer in time. Players will now respawn from the gulag with updated primary, secondary weapons. Gulag loadouts. Cool, more gulag updates for you that like to prepare and strategize around the gulag. Awesome. Loot updates. Again, like, we pretty much covered the majority of that in that long-ass paragraph. You guys could see all of this. We're going to check out Resurgence primarily, but if you guys really want to see this, pause it again. I don't want to make this a 30-minute video. Buy station inventory update. They did update some of the pricing, armor plates, and again, this is all Urzikstan. We'll see if Battle Royale is the same. I don't know. But team revives updated, unlimited, okay, armor plates, gas mask. You guys know exactly what's going on. Anything that is sticking out to me, I mean, UAV's the same, 6K. Armor plates, I think, went from 500 to 300. I don't really know. I don't buy armor plates individually for the most part, but yeah, if you guys want to see any updates, go for it. You can buy a gulag token. There will be 2, and then of course 2 per box. That is 2 per buy box, and then of course specialist if you want to do that. Now the good shit. Rebirth Island, Resurgence. Let's do it. Circles may now end on a wide variety of locations. Thank you for those that are pissed off at all of the control end game circle pulls when people land control and they just sit there the whole game and they wait and they wait. And then when it comes to that last circle, you got to push into there, and they're just sitting there on the roof waiting for you the whole freaking game. 2, 3 kills maybe, and now they win the game. So that's going to be nice. Change up the variety of the locations of the circle pull. I still believe that instead of the circle pull ending and shrinking, that last little circle kind of moves, right? It keeps moving. Like, keep it moving, right? Get people out of corners and shit, but that's just me. Whatever, we'll take it. Weapons. We got some new weapons. We got the Super 46 submachine gun, pistol caliber carbine. Okay, so it's probably going to be a quicker type of gun, I'm guessing. Designed to give an impression of stopping power, lightweight frame, so it might hit heavy and also be quick. I don't know. That might be a good one to try out. Obviously, we're going to try out all these and figure out like what makes sense, what works best. And as like everyone knows, the Kar 98K is back for all you snipers that like to chill out, sit on buildings, ADS all game, 2-3 kill wins. Kar 98's back for you, man. I'm happy for you. Me personally, I'm not gonna really run it because I don't snipe ever, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know, man. So there it is. Kar 98's back. Congratulations to you sniper users, because I'm sure you're stoked about that from Warzone 1 throwing it back. There are new aftermarket parts as well, looks like, for the M4, making it more of like a battle rifle, I'm guessing. Increased recoil, but slower fire rate. I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see. 50 cal conversion kit. Basilisk handgun. Whatever, like, you guys can... I mean, the Basilisk is already kind of a pain in the ass as it is to die from because it's like a 2-shot, but it's going to increase fire rate. So that's cool. We all wanted that. KV inhibitor sniper rifle got one. Anything interesting? The Horus actually doesn't look too bad. Improved range and recoil. The Horus, obviously, we know, like, the range on this gun was just horrendous. It wasn't a good one to use. I mean, maybe at first, but now... up close, it's decent, it's okay, but, like, ultimately it sucks because mid-range is not good, so this might be a nice little boost to that. This one kind of sticks out to me. The Thumper is getting a conversion kit, making it increasing in fire rate, velocities. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's going to be weird, man. If I die to one of these things, I'm going to be pissed off, but for those that use the Thumper, and probably will, because I'm guessing this is going to just melt people. Yeah, we're going to have to try that out. Unfortunately, kind of a weird one to add there. Cast off 762, update, whatever. Lockman sub. Shroud. Lockman Shroud sub. This was the burst fire submachine gun, basically Lockman sub but burst. Now will allow you to use fully auto. I don't know how viable that's going to be. I know it was good in Warzone 2, was really good if you could hit your shots on the bursts. And if this was a fully auto, this would have shredded. But again, we're Warzone 3, basically MW3, so is it going to be good? Who knows? The Jack Intimidator, Renetti, getting an additional one, slows fire rate, but I'm guessing gives you more of like a single shot. Okay, yeah, change it to a single shot. Cool. Now, the meat and potatoes, the good shit. Weapon adjustments, nerfs, buffs, all the above. Again, Warzone mode, not multiplayer. Multiplayer might have the similar ones, but it could be different. So, BP50, we're starting off hot, man. Decreased movement speed, decreased everything when it comes to speed. So it's going to be a slower gun to use when you're sprinting. Jack Ravager kit, which most motherfuckers like myself use this gun as an SMG. Decrease basically everything when it comes to movement. So it's going to be a little bit slower. I mean, you guys were flying around the map using this BP50. Nothing to damage, but all movement speed to the BP50. Getting a nerf there. The Ball 27 did need a buff. Near to mid-range damage increase. Mid-range damage increase. Lower arm and hand modifiers increased to 1.1. So it did get a little bit of a buff, man. And the Ball 27, when it first rolled out, like it wasn't good, man. Mid-range, it was okay, but maybe this does change it up a little bit. I'm not a big numbers guy, so I'm guessing these numbers, like up 10 meters, is actually pretty solid. So hopefully that gets a little bit more into the conversation. So we'll check that out. Holger 556. Same thing, man. Near mid damage increase, leg moderate fire increased to 0.95. So it did get a little bit of a buff, man. Again, when it comes to the numbers, I'm not your guy for that. I don't know what 45.72 to 50.8 meters really means, but all I know is that it got a buff, so we're gonna try it out. SVA 545, mid damage decreased, headshot modifier decreased. So a little bit of a nerf there. I mean, it doesn't look like it's too crazy to what it was before, so it's still probably going to be top dog, because, I mean, this thing was just absolutely melting, so it's going to melt still, but melt a little bit less. MCW, min damage increased to 22, up from 20, so MCW, a little bit of a buff there, man. Definitely keep running that as your sniper support. I know the conversion kit made it really good to use, so I don't know. We're going to have to try that out. MTZ 556, max damage range. Oh, thank you, man. And like the MTZ 556 already was a fucking melter, bro. Honestly, it already melts. It's one of my favorite guns to use. And now that it got a little bit of a buff, we're back in it, baby. We're back in the top dog. You know what I'm saying? Max damage range increased. Near min damage range increased. Headshot modifier increased. We'd love to see that for the MTZ 556. Cast off 762 MW2. Min damage range increase. I'm guessing all like MW2 guns got a buff, okay? Because they're not going to nerf old ass guns, you know, unless it's completely broken. Mid damage increased. Basically a buff for the cast off 762 across the board for just modifiers, mid damage, etc. Chimera got a buff as well. Near to mid damage increase. Arm modifier, lower torso modifier increased as well. And then the ISO Hemlock is, if you guys are still running these freaking old-ass guns, mid-damage increase, whatever, they all increase. But when it comes to the MW2 guns, man, it's really just the visual recoil that sucks. So it's probably still not going to be the ones to use, but I don't know, maybe give it a shot. So those are the ARs, man. Let's go ahead and jump into the SMG, starting off with the AMR9. Got a little bit of a buff, it looks like. Max damage, my brother. Shout out is gonna love this shit, man. Max damage increase, damage range increase, near mid damage increase, new damage range added. Okay, interesting. Might be a good one to try out, man. Give that one a shot. We'll see where it is in contention when it comes to just the best SMGs to use. FGX Horus, from what I was seeing earlier, I was assuming it was gonna get a buff, but it does look like it got pretty much an increase in everything, man. Damage, mid-range, whatever, like headshot modifier did decrease actually a little bit. So your headshot modifiers decreased, but I think that's the only thing that really decreased or took a hit. So FJX Horse, I don't know, man. We're going to try it out, but it does look like it got a little bit of a buff. Max damage really just increases maybe pretty much just like 1 or 2 notches. So give it a shot, see how it is, man. When it comes to SMGs, it's really about your like feel of it, your fire rate comfortability. Comfortability. Okay? Are you comfortable with the fire rate? Can you hit your shots? Cool. Rival 9 increased bullet velocity, and the Rival 9 Carbine Jack Kit, Jack Carbine Headhunter Kit, increased fire rate. So the Rival 9, a little bit of a buff there. Just made a video on the Rival 9 not too long ago. Actually, pretty solid there. So velocity and the conversion kit is solid. Striker 9 min damage decreased down to 21 from 23. Max damage range decreased. Headshot modifier. These two right here, Striker 9, WSP 9, like we were probably 90% sure, which I'm guessing in the light machine guns, DG58's in there. Like these were the two that were at the top of the leaderboards, man, when it comes to SMG metas. So we assumed that they were going to get a little bit of a nerf to balance it out. So, I mean, ultimately, like, it doesn't look like it's too crazy. Again, like, these were smacking, these were melting. So we're going to just have to feel how it is in-game. WSP9 max damage range decreased. Near mid damage range decreased. So basically a decrease in just range. This one actually looks kind of significant, but we'll see, man. We'll see how it plays out. We're still going to run it. We're still going to give it a shot, but I don't know, man. Rival 9's kind of looking a little juicy there. So those were the SMGs. Let's jump into light machine guns, our very first one. There it is. DG58 headshot modifier decreased to 1.2 down from 1.4. Decreased bullet velocity as well. So DG58 took a little bit of a nerf. Again, I don't know how like big that's gonna be, but we're gonna find out. We'll play it out, see if it still melts, see if all of these sweaty motherfuckers are still running this gun. And we got the Holger 26, which did get a little bit of a buff. Headshot modifier increased from 1.2 to 1.3. So headshots for the Holger 26 got a decent buff there. XRK Stalker neck modifier decreased, from 2 times down to 1.2. It did get a little bit of a actually pretty significant nerf there on the XRK Stalker. So decent, cool. Those are the gun updates. Let's jump into the Warzone ranked play. We don't really play too much ranked. So if you guys are ranked, sorry, I'm just gonna kind of breeze through that. Resurgence, new things in Resurgence. New season rewards, challenges, cool, that's great. End of season rewards, don't really need to dive into that. Resurgence, teams that place first in a match will receive, different. Okay, so this is Warzone ranked or Resurgence ranked, I guess. Iridescent deploys fees, so you get more SR when you get first than what you did before, etc. So there are some quality of life updates, you know, match stats. Okay, don't really need that. And then, of course, the bug fixes, which we all know with Warzone updates or any Call of Duty updates out there. Bug fixes mean more bugs as well. So they may have fixed this, but we might come across some more bugs. Who knows, man? Camp can sprint while reloading. You know, like, we're going to figure it out. We'll play it out and see what we come across. But all in all, that is basically it, man. It's definitely looking like a pretty decent update. Of course, excited to see the GG58 in less hands than what it was before. Striker 9 WSP9 is going to be a little bit less. You know, what I'm definitely going to be looking at this AMR 9, and I don't know, man, trying out the horse, because now that the Striker 9 WSP9 had been nerfed, again, I don't know if it's going to be a significant nerf to like take it out completely. We're going to figure that out, man. And then, of course, there are just some decent updates to the ARs. Going to definitely try this Ball Sack 27 and see what that could do. But anyway, guys, if you do enjoy the content, man, be sure to hit that thumbs up, sub to the channel. If I didn't say it before, we stream every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday night on Kick. We'll be on Kick tonight. So pop into Kick, man. Turn those notifications on. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope this video makes your day a little bit better. Peace.